A loaded week one continues between the hedges, where Kirby Smart and Georgia hold 2 of the last 4 national championships. Today, a new era starts in Athens as Gunnar Stockton ascends to QB1 and leads the Dogs.
You're watching Kickoff Week, presented by Modelo.
And welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Chili's. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. You're guaranteed only 12 of these each year, and 93,000 flood Athens to watch 5th-ranked Georgia trying to get back to its national championship form against Marshall. Marshall won the toss. They've got a completely new team, and they want the opening kickoff. No chance from Peyton Woodring. First-time head coach in Tony Gibson leads Marshall. Leads this group, Tony Gibson, longtime defensive coordinator from the state of West Virginia, with 74 new players on his roster, including a freshman quarterback, Ja'Kai Long, who hands it off to Antoine Roberts for no gain, with C.J. Allen, the preseason All-American, on the stop. It was crazy at the end of last year for Marshall. Charles Huff was the head coach the last 4 seasons, 32 wins, 4 bowl games. But he and Marshall did not agree on a contract extension. So even though they won the Sun Belt, he moved on to Southern Miss. Tony Gibson takes the job. So many guys in the portal and a new team in Huntington. Here's Roberts again off the left side with nowhere to go. Gabe Harris stacks him up for a loss of 2, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, Gabe Harris on the outside, man, just making a play. Extension, extend, get off the block, and go make a play. This is that Georgia defense up front, Mike, already showing, hey, they are back.
On 3rd down, across the middle into coverage, incomplete. KJ Bolden, the sophomore safety, preseason All-American in coverage on a pass intended for Floyd Lacey.
Yeah, he's preseason All-American for a reason, Mike. The young sophomore already showing he's one of the experienced guys in the back end. Watch as he keeps his eyes on the quarterback. He's on the left side of your screen. He just comes right in. He almost could have intercepted that pass, but showing some experience just for the sophomore, KJ Bolden.
All right, and here we go. It's Gunnar Stockton time. Came on, of course, in the SEC championship game against Texas. Started in the quarterfinal against Notre Dame from tiny Tiger, Georgia. Carson Beck now at Miami. You went through the film. This is the 2nd career start for Stockton.
Yeah, they've helped him out, too. They got him some receivers out of the portal. But they want to get back to running the football. They didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher on this Georgia offense from a year ago. They want to get back to old school downhill running the football.
Frazier again off the left side, searches for a lane. It takes him past the 35 before Cannon Lewis stops him after a gain of about 4. And that was the focus for Kirby Smart. 10th year, of course, at his alma mater. 7 trips to the SEC championship game, and has said that last year was the hardest year of his tenure. You got Zachariah Branch in the slot to the right. Stuck into the air, and there is Branch, who is shifty. And the USC transfer is into plus territory. Elusive inside the 40. It's a pickup of 25 to move the sticks.
Mike, we've had to talk right before the game. What do we say? How many touches for Zachariah Branch? Get him the football. Hand it to him, whatever you may do. As long as the ball's in his hands, he makes things happen. That's just an easy throw to the outside. He makes one guy miss, and you can see the electricity in young Zachariah Branch this year for Marshall.
Stockton with time. Now he steps away from Cannon Lewis, and Stockton can do this. He gets close to the sticks, picks up 7. Run out by Kerryon Martin, the 6th-year senior Will linebacker, to brings up 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 3. Cash Jones up the middle, and he swung down. Kerryon Martin in on the stop again. It's 4th and 2. From just outside the 30, well within the range, of course, of Peyton Woodring.
Yeah, but this is the first drive of the season, Mike. I don't know if I want to settle for a field goal. I think this is a statement. Who are the 2025 Georgia Bulldogs? You asked me before the game, who are they? Well, this is a reason, right? They're going to show you right here on 4th and 2.
Nate Frazier comes back in, the sophomore running back, preseason 13 SEC. 3 in the red beside Gunnar Stockton. It's an option. Stockton the cuts! And he moves the sticks into the red zone.
I want you to see what Gunnar Stockton does to the defensive end right here. All he does is just makes a little quick move, and he gets to the inside. It's a nice job by Stockton. All he does is make one guy miss. That was Caleb Clark Glover, who went for the pitch. Nobody went for the quarterback, and he gets the first down.
Pickup of 14 for Gunnar Stockton. 12 personnel here, and this is Dwight Phillips Jr. with the burst. Touchdown, Dogs!
Mike, you talked about statements. They get to 2 tight end sets. You get a kick out by Delp. You get lucky on leading up. And then Phillips ride through with the convoy. That's the drive that the Georgia Bulldogs dreamed about last night. And they got it done in 8 plays, 70 yards.
What'd you say about running the ball for this Georgia team and that offense's identity? They pick up 45 of their 70-yard drive on the ground.
They wanted to get back to old school Georgia football. The Dogs go down and score on their first drive. How about them Dogs?
We told you an entirely new team in Huntington. Great team last year, 10 wins, Sun Belt champions, but check this out. 78 players lost to the portal. The lowest returning production in FBS. 70-plus new players on the roster. Tony Gibson said to us his first 2 days in Huntington, he lost 12 pounds because all he had time for was 4 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah, he said he packed the bag and he thought he was going to be there for a couple days. Ended up staying for a couple weeks before he was able to get settled and bring all his things from North Carolina State up to Marshall, West Virginia.
Ja'Kai Long on a screen connects with Floyd Lacey. So they brought in 2 transfer quarterbacks, and yet Ja'Kai Long, holdover, redshirt freshman, the guy that won the job.
Yeah, a guy who they think is special. He just needs reps and experience. Think about your first college start is against Georgia, at Georgia. Well, that's what Ja'Kai Long has got in front of him right now. Let's see how he handles this, especially at the line of scrimmage, his first start in college football.
He's out from Hurricane, West Virginia, son of a former Marshall wide receiver. It was a tough snap to handle, and then Long gets blown up for a loss. Brings up 3rd down as he was met by Christian Miller.
This Georgia defense. C.J. Allen right there, number 3. We saw him. He's another one of those guys, one of the leaders of this defense. They lost 13 players to the National Football League in 2025, Mike, and yet this defense is stocked, reloaded. And this is the 3rd down opportunity here for Ja'Kai Long.
By the way, good to see C.J. Allen out there. Picked up an ankle injury this week, as did Dalen Everett for Georgia. 3rd down and 3. Long with time, and he rifles incomplete for Floyd Lacey. Ellis Robinson, the redshirt freshman, former #1 recruit in coverage, and it's 4th down for the Herd. 3rd down for Georgia. Stockton across the middle, Zachariah Branch. 1st down and more. Just outside the 20. 24-yard pickup, and Branch again moves the sticks, which looks very new. The offensive line for Georgia this year. Stockton escapes, and Stockton got around the corner. Tripped up at the 15-yard line by Cam Smith, and Stockton creates for 7.
Well, he says he's an old school farmer. This time he's playing magician. He's playing Houdini. You got to find, where's Gunnar Stockton? Where is he at? He's in there, and then he takes off. The ability I've talked about so far in this first quarter, his ability to extend plays and get out of the pocket. This is what they love about Gunnar Stockton. When they say Gunnar being Gunnar, that's a Gunnar Stockton play.
Ethan Barbour, freshman tight end, is the lead blocker for Frazier. Up the middle, stacked up, tried pushing the legs, and he got stopped by Javay Gilmore. Appears to be just short, and it is 4th down likely coming up here. Indeed.
Oh, man, nice job, Jamal Weiss. Number 99, he's in the middle of that Marshall defense. All he does is just create a pile. Watch Big 99. He's just trying to fight around. He's just moving guys and pushing guys away, created a pile, and that's what stopped the Bulldogs. And like I mentioned, Mike, that play call, you knew it was going to be 4 downs. And here goes Georgia again, going for it on 4th.
Chauncey Bowens is the running back for the Dogs. Stockton pulls it, and he's got a first down and more. Touchdown, Gunnar Stockton. Well, the legs have been fully on display from Gunnar Stockton, who's had some big pickups on the ground. He runs it in from 13 yards out, but now concerned for the talented true freshman starting right guard Juan Gaston. At 6'7", 360 pounds. They are so high on this guy. And he's down inside the red zone.
Yeah, they've been talking about him all week, just raving since we've been here in Athens about Juan Gaston. A guy who's coming here, gotten in great shape, and to start as a true freshman in the SEC on the offensive line just kind of tells you the type of player that they think this could be for the Bulldogs.
Let's have a look at the right guard. 73 in red here. Rolled up on?
Yeah, I think he may have been rolled up on, but seeing him walk off the field on his own power, that's a positive sign there.
Guy who came in at 392 pounds, worked so hard to shed weight, and you saw the context. The only other true freshman offensive lineman to start a season opener under Kirby Smart in his 10 years here now. Andrew Thomas went on to be drafted 4th overall. 3rd possession for Marshall, and finally they've moved the sticks. Again, it's Joshawn Barbie, and he gets stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Ran into the big arms of Xavier McLeod and Elijah Griffin as well, the number 3 recruit in the country.
Yeah, number 3 recruit. Look, this, watch him in the middle. Elijah Griffin, number 90. He controls the block, and extends his arms and gets off. We just talked to Trayvon Walker, right? He was one of the guys that did it the best. And there's a young freshman, true freshman, Elijah Griffin, doing the same.
Final 5 seconds of this opening quarter, and Marshall will think about this 3rd down. Headed toward the 2nd.
That's the end of the first quarter.
A loaded week 1 in college football is off and running. Kirby Smart's Dogs have looked good the first 15 minutes. The ground game has been active. A 14-0 on Marshall in Athens.
What was your takeaway from the first quarter, and what do you need to do to get things going?
Yeah, we got to tackle better, and then obviously we had a couple of good 3rd down stops, and we gave them 2 big plays on 4th and 1. So we got to be better there, and offensively we got to get some momentum going. And right now, we had a couple nice runs right here, so we got to find a way to ease some time off this clock, put points on the board.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
83 rushing yards, and 13 of the 19 plays have been runs. Stockton floats one to a wide open Oscar Delp near midfield. Got behind Cam Smith and picks up 30.
And now it's Gunner's time to show what he can do.
Stockton on the roll, and he fires, and it's incomplete. Marvay Myers broke it up, intended for Dylan Bell, and 3rd down coming.
20-25.
3rd down. Stockton with time, and he zips one past the 50, caught by London Humphreys, short of the sticks. 4th down coming up after a 4-yard pickup with Marvay Myers on the stop, and the offense stays out and goes up tempo.
Yeah, I saw Kirby Smart point, keep the guys out there on the field. That was a nice delivery. See what they come up with, or they could be just trying to draw Marshall off sides. Remember, you have the coach-to-player communication in the helmet. So just get to the line of scrimmage. Play called in now. Gunnar Stockton calling the play at the line.
Marshall nearly jumped off the edge with Josh Pierre-Louis, the nickelback. Georgia did not snap it, and that will run it down by the Dogs for a delay of game.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mike, that you make there. Drew Bobo, my impact player, he's got to snap the football. Once you got that defender who goes across the line of scrimmage, he snaps.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And Ja'Kai Long indeed QB1. 3rd down with pressure coming. He navigates the pocket, but he's swung down from behind. Dylan Wilson wrangles him down for a loss of 3, and it's 4th down. In these first 20 minutes for the Thundering Herd, and it's blocked. Georgia blocks the kick. KJ Bolden got a piece of it, and the Dogs are in business.
You got to play special teams in the SEC. I don't care if you're starting or not. Watch KJ Bolden here. He's just going to watch his angle. He got a perfect angle on the outside, and if nobody blocks you, you go make the play. He got there, nobody blocks me, I'm going to go block the punt. That's how you do it right there, KJ Bolden. You can be an All-American safety, but can you go out and go make a block on special teams? That's a nice job there, getting a hand in there.
So how about that from Georgia? Terrell Foster went up to grab it, and Georgia's got it at the 20. On the ground with Dwight Phillips, and he carries it for 7 inside the 15.
Controlling this game.
Stockton follows Phillips, and Stockton is tripped up. Sturdy tackle made by Josh Pierre-Louis, who started his career at NC State with Tony Gibson.
So here we are now, 3rd down inside the red zone. Where do they go with the football? We've seen Zachariah Branch earlier, made a couple of plays. Now the tight ends, do they come alive down here inside the red zone? That's where I'm going to keep my eyes on, the 2 tight ends on the left here. We've talked a little bit about them so far. This is where they come alive.
You see both of them, 4 Oscar Delp and 7 Lawson Lucky on the right side of the formation. Stockton pulls it again. Stockton into the end zone for the 2nd time on the ground.
You know, like here I am just talking about the tight ends and what they do, but what they do well is they block. Watch the blocks by both Delp and Lucky. We talk about the tight ends and the pass receiving tight end, but look at the block. They both set up. You can walk right into the end zone like Gunnar Stockton did on that last one. A nice job by the tight ends. Outstanding. 12 personnel, get in 2 tights and go make a play. And we got to change our quarterback.
Yeah, this is Carlos Del Rio Wilson, the 5th-year senior we told you about, transfer from Syracuse, began his career at Florida. Entering fall camp, he was viewed as the presumptive starter. Hands it off to Joshawn Barbie, who gets chopped down by Chris Cole. So now 3rd down and 15 for a Marshall offense that has not been able to move the football. Easy screen, and that's incomplete. Intended for Xavier Short, the transfer from App State. 4th and long, and another punt coming for Marshall.
Ooh, we got some quarterbacking today, baby. I love it.
Georgia back with it, and it's a flip for Dylan Bell, and he gets dropped for a big loss. Cam Smith strung it out. 3 for 6 so far on 3rd downs, and Stockton with plenty of time across the middle, tipped in the air, and nearly intercepted.
Intrigued by how they finish this half. See if they can get some points.
Del Rio Wilson pulled it, and he gets chopped down at the ankles back at the 25. It's a loss of a yard.
Now they just got to bring the practice to the field.
On 3rd down, Del Rio Wilson fires toward the sideline. There's a flag down as Jacoby Baldwin made the catch, and we'll check the marker back near the line of scrimmage. Nate Frazier follows Ethan Barmore and gets to the 2nd level. Past the 40, it's a dozen for Nate Frazier on the ground.
Long here, see if they can get off the field.
Got to look at Shannon Morrison, whose defense has performed better here in this 2nd quarter than the 1st. Pressure comes. Stockton stands in, and a wobbler soars incomplete. 4th down coming up as Tony Gibson and Shannon Morrison dialed up pressure with Paul Hudson in pursuit.
Only game number 1.
And here in Athens, Carlos Del Rio Wilson still in, and he tucked it with nowhere to go. He loses a yard. Elo Mendozi, the Army transfer, in on the stop.
That's how confident they are in Gunnar Stockton.
Now on 3rd down, Del Rio Wilson stays on his feet, slips a tackler and has it close to the sticks. Looks like he's just short by about half a yard. Since Stockton checks it down for Cash Jones, the fifth-year senior, and that's what he does. He gets popped out near midfield after 13 yards.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Gunnar Stockton doesn't get greedy. He takes the check down, gets a positive gain.
Again, no timeouts at Stockton's disposal. Quick one toward the sideline, caught there by Colby Young. Fifth-year senior wrapped up by Boogie Trotter. Young back after the suspension away from the team last year. Stockton fires for Lawson Lucky, and that moves the sticks. Jabril Alameen on the stop after 6 yards.
Got to get everybody lined back up.
Stockton with all day. Lofts one for Lucky, who drew a flag. Caleb Clark Glover got handsy as Lawson Lucky worked behind him.
The pass being thrown, holding on the defense number 26. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
50 seconds to work with from the 35. Against a three-man rush. Down the sideline and incomplete. Intended for Noah Thomas. Tayshawn Jeter in coverage, stepping in for Boogie Trotter. And it's second down.
Yeah, Noah Thomas just got to run. He's just got to run. He's looking back for the football the entire time. If he just runs to the pylon, that ball's going to fall in his arms. See, he's just looking back. If he's running, that ball falls right in his arms. Just trying to get that chemistry. He's one of those guys we talked about earlier on, Mike. Zachariah Branch, Noah Thomas, two guys out of the portal. Yes, Georgia went in the portal and stocked up on wide receivers.
Thomas from Texas A&M. Stockton steps up. He's got green grass, and Stockton run out of bounds by Cannon Lewis. Stockton effective with his legs. It's 10 and a first down. Just a three-man rush. Jones out of the backfield. Dropped the football. Picked up by Marshall. Jabril Alameen forced it out, and Tayshawn Jeter runs it back into plus territory.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Yeah, I think they may rule this one dead. They're going to have to take another look at this one. I don't believe he had possession of the football, Mike. It's Cash Jones. I don't know if he had full possession. Never brought it into his body, I thought. Ball was moving. I don't know if he had possession of that one. They will have to take another look at that one. I just don't know if I saw possession all the way through before it was knocked out his hands.
If indeed this is reversed.
An incomplete pass. It will be third down from the 25-yard line. Timer. Please reset the game clock to 32 seconds. 3-2.
Stockton on third down. He loads it up. Batted ball and nearly intercepted. Javay Gilmore could not squeeze it for Marshall, and it's fourth down, and the field goal unit comes out.
Yeah, it was just a nice rush up top on the left side of the screen, just getting a hand up. I thought it was Brayton Ward. Haven't talked a lot about him, but the nice rush, get the left hand out. And that's the second pass that we've seen tipped of Gunnar Stockton. It almost resulted in a touchdown.
You see Peyton Woodring's success last year, preseason second team All-American from 43 yards, and it is good. So 24-0 is the Georgia lead. With all those new faces for Tony Gibson, he sends back Ja'Kai Long to drop down to a knee, and that will send us to halftime. Playoff team last year here in Athens for Kirby Smart, preseason number 5, and they've got a 24-0 lead on Marshall. Time now for the halftime report with Joey Galloway and E.J. Manuel in the studio. Here's Matt Barrett.
That is the end of the first.
5 TFLs for the Georgia defense. On offense to start, this is Dwight Phillips Jr. with a chunk play, and the football was punched out by Cam Smith. Fortuitous for Phillips in Georgia. Went out of bounds after a rumble of 22. So Phillips comes out after the fumble, and a play fake for Chauncey Bowens. Stockton will tuck it, directing Barbour, and he got hit right at the 50 as well. Caleb Clark Glover came in on the tackle on the run of 6.
You love the pocket awareness, but job getting down.
Dwight Phillips comes back in. Stockton fakes the swing and now does go to Zachariah Branch. Turns the corner. Branch up to the races. Gone for 6 from 47 yards out. Welcome to Athens.
Now I want you to watch Zachariah Branch here. He's just going to come right here, and then he's a check down. He's the last option on this play. But watch the pursuit angles of everybody. You can't catch him. He's just a speed guy. Look at all the white shirts trying to go grab him. That's just track speed. This is what this offense has been missing. They've been missing a player like Zachariah Branch. He told us yesterday, Mike, I can't wait to show you. Well, he showed us on that one, Mike. That's that world-class speed of Zachariah Branch.
Couple of big plays on the drive. The 18-yard rush from Phillips and then 47-yard catch and run for the USC transfer, the pride of Las Vegas, Zachariah Branch.
Oh, my God. You just throw a check down, and the check down goes all the way for a touchdown. Zachariah Branch. Dogs up 31.
Only had 1 touchdown last year at USC. Marshall goes back to the redshirt freshman Ja'Kai Long at quarterback, and he slips one out for Joshawn Barbie with wiggle to the edge, and he runs it past the 40. Rod Smith, the offensive coordinator, has been telling Ja'Kai Long, you can't play for me and take untimed SAT and ACC tests. On the ground here, Roberts off the left side, and he gets dropped for a loss of 1. Gabe Harris makes plays. He brings up 3rd down. This is a guy that maybe made the most plays on the defense through fall camp, according to Kirby Smart.
Yeah, it's just a team defense. I've loved this team. Watch on the right side, too. Aguero comes up as well, number 8. This has been a great team defense by Glenn Schumann and his bunch. Glenn Schumann's down there on the sideline, the defensive coordinator, and he's excited because he wanted to see his guys go out and tackle. They didn't get a lot of live reps. They did, a little bit of live here and there, but they've tackled well today so far, this Georgia defense. Now here on 3rd down.
6 TFLs and now 3rd and long. Long floats it and not on the same page with his wideout, and it brings up 4th down. Jacoby Baldwin, the NC State transfer, had pulled up. Long sailed it, and Glenn Schumann's defense forces another Marshall punt.
It just means more.
Doug, good stuff. 3rd down here for Gunnar Stockton, and he checks it down. Lawson Lucky right near the sticks. Going to be close, and it is enough for a 1st down for the Dogs.
After a review, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down from the 35-yard line.
New faces all over the place. Ja'Kai Long still in there. The redshirt freshman slings a wobbler that is dropped along the sideline by Adrian Norton, the Akron transfer. They got word Thursday night that he got cleared to be able to play. Here's a give up the middle to Justin Williams-Thomas, who gets a chunk of it for Marshall. Picks up 8, sets up 3rd down and short. Pressure off the edge. It's on the ground. And Michael Allen has it very close.
Yeah, nice job by Justin Williams, number 19. Part of his rotation at linebacker for the Dogs. To show that he's the guy for the job.
Hands it off to Dwight Phillips with a good run into plus territory to the 49. Cannon Lewis on the stop. A couple of rushing touchdowns from Stockton in this game. Fires toward the sideline here, and he's got it complete to Kobe Young, who breaks a tackle and barrels inside the 25.
You were screaming for Kobe Young during the break, and guess what? Boom, there he is. Number 8, Kobe Young, the former University of Miami wide receiver, runs a nice little out route, delivered on time. Watch before his head turns around. That ball's already delivered. That ball's already on him. That's a nice job by Kobe Young, making a play. Came in a little banged up, but showing some toughness there, making a play.
And picked up an ankle injury that he was dealing with this week. But good for 25 there. Stockton turns the corner, tucks it, and he slides down at the 20. by the way, with Colby Young. Last year played in just 5 games. In October, he was suspended after he got arrested. This offseason reached a plea deal and eventually fully returned to the team. 5th-year senior from Binghamton, New York. Coaching staff, a lot of praise for him. Mike Bobo said to us, he's very grateful for another chance with Georgia. On 2nd down and 6. Phillips off the left side. Slips a tackle. And Phillips takes it to set up 1st and goal. Cam Smith ran him out, and Dwight Phillips has flashed today for the Dogs.
Yeah, he's flashed, but he also got a good block. Man, we talk about these tight ends. We always talk about Oscar Delp and Lucky. Watch the right side of your screen. This is the 3rd tight end, Jaden Riddell, who comes in with a nice seal that gets Phillips to the outside for the big game.
Rushing struggles last year. Stockton on the option. He gets wrapped up immediately. Jabril Al-Amin brings up 4th down with a sturdy stop for Marshall.
Oh, what a play by Jabril Al-Amin. He feathered the quarterback a little bit. Love it. When I say feather the quarterback, meaning he just stayed on the quarterback. He didn't jump to go take the pitch player. He stayed on the quarterback, forced Gunnar Stockton to make a decision. By the time it was too late, because Amin made the tackle.
The offense stays out there for the Bulldogs. Stockton to throw. Surveys back in the end zone. He's got London Humphreys for a touchdown.
It's just a walk in the park. Look at the protection. We talk about Don just told us they got backup offensive linemen. Well, look at the pocket he's got a chance to throw to. He just goes through his progressions. He looks right. He goes left first, comes all the way back right, and then finds an open receiver for a touchdown. That's a nice day for Gunnar Stockton, putting on a show.
Ja'Kai Long hands it off, and Justin Williams-Thomas with a burst. He carries it out to the 35. Zion Branch was there on the stop, but a 1st down. So
Mr. Mike Monaco, we'll see what C.J. Carr can do. He takes over for Riley Leonard in the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Long under pressure, tried to get it away before he went down to the ground. He was under pressure from Justin Green. They call it incomplete, and it's 3rd down coming up.
And that's what this conference, the SEC, is going to be about, the quarterback position. Ja'Kai Long is learning. He's learning on the run. This is part of it. You're going against an SEC dominant defense. You got to get rid of the football quickly, because this defense is bearing down on you.
They did call that an incompletion as he was getting dragged down, and now pressure comes on 3rd down. Long just gets rid of it to the sideline, and Marshall comes up empty again offensively, and it's 4th down.
Number 18 was in the area. It's 4th down.
And speaking of new quarterbacks, Ryan Puglisi comes on for Georgia and makes his collegiate debut. Redshirt freshman from Paxton, Massachusetts. 12 in the red. Former top 150 recruit in the country, you saw. And Gunnar Stockton's day is done. Chauncey Bowens gets to the 2nd level, and he rumbles past the 40. Darrell Sweeting wraps him up, enough for 20 yards for Chauncey Bowens.
Yeah, just a nice job by the right tackle and also the right guard. Even some of these backups are now in the game, and the blocking has still been fantastic, getting Bowens out to the outside for the 1st down.
Puglisi checks it down, and this is Bowens. Navigates out toward the 45. They're really high on Chauncey Bowens, a guy who throughout camp, Kirby Smart was saying to us, he probably of all their running backs made the most tacklers miss. So they're expecting big things from him this year.
Yeah, it was funny that we talked to Zachariah Branch about that. Like, we asked him, you know, you got a lot of guys on the team. Who do you want to see score a touchdown? He said, man, Chauncey Bowens. Want to see him score just because the hard work that he's put in, it's been noticed by his teammates.
Now Bo Walker on his first collegiate touch, the true freshman, is close to a 1st down. He's got enough. Native of Ellenwood, Georgia, in-state kid with 2 good names for an SEC running back. Puglisi takes off. and Puglisi has enough with the legs for a first down. Pride of Avon Old Farms in Connecticut, Ryan Puglisi.
Yeah, this is just a design run. As soon as that back foot plants, he just takes off and runs. Love to see him cover up the football a little bit, right? Protect the ball. But Puglisi showing what he can do, taking off, making a play.
So Kirby Smart has had a lot to like from his first team offense. He's got the backups in the game right now, and we will head to the fourth quarter. All Georgia, number 5 team in the country in their opener here in Athens. Yeah, so the legs really do stand out from Gunnar Stockton, whose day is indeed over. Ryan Puglisi rifles down the seam, and he's got it complete to Thomas Blackshear, true freshman from Savannah, Georgia. Picks up 15 on his first career catch.
Oh, nice job by Blackshear coming back to the football. Puglisi put a little zip on that ball, knowing that his receiver Blackshear was just draped over by the defensive back. Watch, nice protection again, play action. He's got a window to throw and delivers a strike for a first down.
Mike Bobo told us strong arm from Ryan Puglisi. I feel like he's got a bright future. Back to the air, Puglisi down the sideline. Touchdown! From 23 yards out, Elias Williams, the freshman tight end.
It's just talking about these tight ends, and now they get all the way down to tight end number 4, Elias Williams. All he just runs is an out and up, and nobody can just hang along with him. And that's a nice ball thrown by Puglisi as well. The run game is working, and now getting the tight ends activated in the red zone, Mike. It's a well-balanced offense by the Dogs.
Top 100 recruit Elias Williams caps off an 8-play, 80-yard drive, the longest of the day for Georgia.
Man, just an out and up. As a defender, when your receiver goes to the out, you gotta, that's your guy. So when you take your eyes off of him, what happens? Williams turns it up the field, and no one continues to run with him. And that's just a nice throw by Puglisi saying, hey, Gunnar Stockton, I want to throw a touchdown today. And now he's got one.
A lot to like for Kirby Smart. You heard him with Don. He had a ton of praise for his defense as well. A lot of bodies shuffling in. Marshall's only gained 72 total yards. I mean, we've spent a lot of time talking about Gunnar Stockton, and rightly so, but he's got to really like what the defense has done and the number of contributors today.
Well, you can tell yesterday talking to Kirby, a lot was on his mind because this may be one of his youngest teams that he's had at Georgia. You know, he's been here 10 years now, Mike, and he talked about year 1, he had his hands and imprints on everything. And now in year 10, he's kind of backed off a little bit and just watched the development of a lot of these players as they come through the program.
Connor Ferguson's kick is taken out by Xavier Turner Bradshaw, shy of the 20.
Well, one thing I can say is that here at Georgia, it's all about national championships now.
Turner downfield, and he's got it complete to Antonio Harmon. Big chunk play. DeMello Jones on the stop. Harmon, the Mississippi State transfer, picks up 33.
Yeah, their first big play of the day. Nice job by Harmon. Gets on the outside, double stacks. Gets a little bit of a shove at the end, but hey, both guys are engaged. But Harmon comes down with the grab. Tennessee.
After all the Nico Iamaleava drama. Third down, Turner takes a shot downfield. Xavier Turner Bradshaw goes spinning inside the 5. 44 yards down to the 1 for the son of Ahmad Bradshaw.
Yeah, that's just a nice throw. They coming back to the ball. Rashawn Dinkins, number 27, he just never located the football. If he would have located the football, would have been able to come back. But nice job there, like you mentioned, by Bradshaw coming back to the ball and making a play.
Joshawn Barbie off the right side is in for a touchdown. Now there is a flag down right near the line of scrimmage.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Joshawn Barbie is in for 6, transfer from FCS McNeese State. And no shutout today for Georgia's defense.
Yeah, it looks like all guys were on the line of scrimmage that time, but just a nice positive run to the outside. And that's what we talked about with Barbie. They really like him. I think he's going to be their lead guy for the season. But Kirby Smart, teaching moments. These are all teaching moments in this game.
This time, Marshall's on the board for the first time.
It's the Thundering Herd finally getting into the end zone. Some smiles finally on that sideline by the Herd. Still down 45-7. May be spoiler in this year's SEC race.
On third down, Puglisi zips a dart for a first down. Sakovi White-Helton, the redshirt freshman from Cartersville, picks up a dozen. Walker couldn't haul it in. They deem it a forward and incomplete pass, and it brings up fourth down.
Lee Corso's the GOAT. He's been around for a lot of years. I grew up watching College Game Day as a young boy, and Lee Corso was there.
Give me my first love.
There it is. Here it comes.
Great words from Kirby Smart today, celebrating Coach Lee Corso. Our hats off to him. The tux was a beautiful touch.
It was great. It was great just watching that. And, you know, just you start your college football day off with Lee Corso, that headgear. You don't know how many times I couldn't leave the house or couldn't leave for a game until I saw the headgear. It's just part of college football tradition. And, man, what a way to send Lee out the right way.
I mean, to find their way with all these new faces.
Yeah, today was a test just to see where they were. You know, they were excited for the opportunity to play a top 5 team in the country in Georgia. And so they'll go back to the drawing board and they see, you know, there are some ways for them to go. But you're excited for the way that they came out to compete today. They were just outmanned.
Well, that'll do it here in Athens. Kirby Smart begins year 10 here between the hedges with a convincing win against Marshall and an SEC record 32nd straight home win here at Sanford Stadium. Kirby Smart with a lot to like. Defense was excellent as well, especially the first 3 quarters of the game. Plenty of TFLs. They kept Marshall to right around 200 yards of total offense. And Gunnar Stockton taking over for Carson Beck, who you will see tomorrow on ABC with Miami against Notre Dame. Accounts for 4 touchdowns for the Dogs. QB1 in Athens gets the job done.
Yeah, I thought he did an outstanding job and can't wait to see what the games down the road start to begin and look like.
45-7 is your final. Georgia gets the win. Still to come, UTSA at Texas A&M. For Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport, and our entire crew behind the scenes, led by producer Caitlin Erga and director Eric Fry, Mike Monaco saying so long. UTSA Texas A&M is on the way as we say so long from Athens.